It's now a few weeks after the Florida freeze, and this is when palms start to die. And it's not from the cold. What silently kills them starts now, and it's something that homeowners will never see. Even some of the experienced people will not see this. We call them freeze bugs. Or to be more specific, in this particular video about freeze damaged palms, instead of the freeze bug, we're going to relate it to something that many of y'all have heard about, the whole wait and see approach and leaving all the dead and decaying material on top of it. We're going to call this the wait and see larvae. It's what happens when all the dead tissue that catastrophically collapsed from the freeze is left on the palm and not trimmed off like we had mentioned in our other videos, and it's left sitting too long and not removed. Hello, if we haven't met before, my name is Gary Kinnemer. Many people know me around the Gulf Coast and other areas as the palm tree guy. I've been doing this for decades and specifically working with palms, diseases, freeze management, nutrient uptake, frost protection, pre-freeze, post-freeze damage, insects, soil DNA analysis, you name it. Basically, if it's in the palm tree industry, that's what we do at our core. So, if you haven't met me before, my name is Gary Kinnemer. If you've already met me and you've seen my other videos, welcome back. So we already did a video a couple of weeks ago about how to save your palms after a freeze. Then we had a lot of questions by our great palm community that's in here about how to trim or what to trim and whether to wait or not. And we responded to that as well to follow up from our first video about how to save your palm after the freeze. So today we're going to jump into the third phase of this, and it still kind of ties into those original ones. What happens when you take the wait and see approach? Now, if you were one of the people that was either informed incorrectly or didn't know about trimming and getting all the dead off, you haven't seen our previous videos, then I'm about to explain to you what the wait and see approach is. So, if you look at this palm tree here, this is the wait and see approach. This is actually one that's already in a hospital. It's already damaged. Some of the material was pruned off, but I want to show you this spear because in our particular situation that I'm discussing with you, this was the only thing I had to resemble what I would show you is going to happen at your location with your palms. So this was a kind of sick palm that was already damaged. You're going to see the exact same thing. What I'm about to show you may be happening in your palm right now. These, my friends, are the wait and see larvae. See, that one just jumped across my hand and bounced? These are what are climbing through and digging through your palm right now if you decided to take the wait and see approach. So normally, these happen after the freeze when you leave your palms untrimmed and leave all that rotting, catastrophically failed material on the palms. This is what I've been talking about this entire time when I did the other videos, and I was warning everybody, if it's completely brown, trim it off. And there's a reason I kept saying it over and over. You're gonna get fungus, fungal issues, bacteria, mold, mildew growing all over the leaves, which we showed in our other videos. More importantly, that attracts bugs. So we mentioned that you're going to get bugs attracted to it if you don't spray with the fungicide. You have to spray with the fungicide and trim all this off. Now, if you waited, oh God, sorry, this stinks. If you waited, this is probably what's happening in your palm right now. You're now going to get these bugs, these little flying insects that come in. You can kind of quickly call them freeze bugs. But really, this can happen to shocked trees. I had a gnat fly in my eye. You can have this happen to your palm trees from other significant damage or transplanting. If they get to where they start rotting at the top and you don't fix this or address this and you take the wait and see approach, you're going to get the wait and see larvae and little worms that tunnel down through here. We tried to warn y'all about this. So Hopefully, the people that did listen are not going to have an issue with this. There's always a slim chance, but if you followed our instructions before, then you probably mitigated your chance of a lot of this happening. If you're late in the game and you're just now getting here to this is a problem. What happens, I can explain it to you real quick, and we'll start talking about treatments and things like that and your options. What happens is when a freeze hits, this doesn't naturally dry up. Like everyone will tell you, leave them on because they're brown, but there's all this nutrient and all this sugars and all this stuff that will still be used by the palm as if it's aging slowly, and that's a natural process. In a freeze, that is not what happens here. It's catastrophic failure. All of this rots here, traps everything in here. Your sugars, your nutrients, everything. All of those sugars and starches start to break down and they exude a smell which attract decomposer flies is actually what they are. They're attracted to the smell and all the sugars. Their job is to actually lay little larvae, little worms, technically maggots, in your palm, and their job is to tunnel through decomposing material. They love fermenting sugary sludge, and that's what your dead leaves from the freeze are producing. So as this sits, it actually starts fermenting, and it puts off a smell because there's that many sugars in the spear of your palm. It's very high content. These bugs love that stuff. So they're going to get into here, and hopefully you did the fungus treatment to try to get rid of some of the smell and some of the decaying. Hopefully you trimmed. Now that they're here, the bugs themselves won't typically just go and get into a healthy tree and just chew through it like beetles or whatever bug you want to say that bores through live material. It's not like that. These bugs like to feed on decomposing material. Here's the catch where it gets bad in the palms. The palms are so sensitive up around the new growth that they can't handle chewing insects, and they're already compromised. So as those little worms are going down through here and chewing on the decomposing material, everything they bite off causes that to break down a little bit more, and then that good material breaks down, they eat that. That breaks down, they eat that. That breaks down, they eat that. They keep building a cavity and hollowing out the cavity. They're not going to stop. It starts holding more fluid and fermenting. We did a video of this in my first one. I did a quick AI generated video. I wanted to show you really fast what they look like. In this video, you're seeing what they look like. I'm going to show you another example in a bottle palm. They're chewing on the center spear area. I want to show you another example of that. As you're seeing now in this bottle palm video, you can see the worms. You can see as I slide it out, you can see how large they are. I even have a video here of the actual flies. These are the real flies you're going to see on your palm. These are great indicators that you have something rotting in your spear. You'll see the flies here all over the spear, see them moving around, flexing their wings. And once you see that, if you slowly pull that spear out, you're going to start seeing these larvae or maggots. You know, the larvae, the wait and see larvae. This is what unfortunately happens. So we tried to warn everybody. I'm hoping you don't see these, but there is a very good chance you are going to see these if you did absolutely nothing and you're doing the wait and see approach. We tried to warn you. I'm hoping, really hoping y'all listen to this. If you did what you were told to do in our other videos, kudos to you. I'm really excited for you. You've done what you could have done to try to help your palms and to reduce your risk of all this other stuff going on. If you're still waiting to see, you've got to trim it and get that stuff off of there. Do not wait another day. Spray them with the fungicide. And now, if you have the bugs, here's your final step. So, one last thing now, if you didn't do anything else, or you're just now new to the game, or you just found us, welcome to the palm community. We're glad you're here. Now that we've got bugs, it's a whole nother issue. You're gonna have to treat again. but it's not with the fertilizers or fungicides. You need an insecticide now, because these bugs are going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back as long as there's a pocket full of rotting stuff in here. So now what we've got to do is you're going to go get some insecticide, and there are a lot of different regulations, state to state, different products. So I will, towards the end of this, I'm going to try to go ahead and list some of the ingredients, not brand names, but ingredients you're going to look for your insecticides. And you'll have to find these. I'll try to keep it to where it's stuff that you can get readily available at your hardware stores or garden centers near you. So I'll leave that either in the description or in a minute at the end of the video. But for now, I'm just trying to show you what to do. Pump sprayer, you can get these anywhere, probably 10, 20 bucks. Get your product, look at the mixing label rate. They'll all be a little different. Now you're going to spray here. Spray on the edges of it. Most importantly, you're spraying down into it. If you want to come get closer and look down inside to get a better view, see that cavity right there? What my goal is to spray this and try to drench this entire canopy right here until I know it's fully saturated. Get into every little nook and cranny you can find to get rid of these bugs, these wait and see larvae, to try to help your palms. So you don't need to drench the whole thing. It's not a soil issue. This is a crown spear issue you're dealing with now. This is from the wait and see approach. There's a chance you could still get this if you did the trimming and the fungicides, if your palm has significant damage inside. If you already have catastrophic failure inside and it's steadily just rotting out, I don't want to be the message, don't hate the messenger, but your tree may be unsalvageable. And I hate saying that. I'm sorry. Look for those flies. They're actually, decomposer flies is actually the name of it. Just for quick reference, because people remember it, we do call them freeze bugs, and we also call them the wait and see larvae, because this is what happens, and we try to warn everybody about it. Again, I'm not in the insecticide industry. I don't make that stuff. I don't even have anybody in the links below that I make money off of by telling you that. So it's just decades of experience. We've been doing this a long time. If you actually want to see more videos about us trimming other palms, we did videos of pygmies after the freeze, robollinis, a lot of other stuff. If you look back through our history, this isn't new to us. We're not one of the people that are going to kind of pop up all of a sudden in the Florida area. We've experienced that a lot in Texas. All of a sudden everybody pops up and they're the palm expert now, but they weren't 2 weeks ago. They weren't even in the industry 2 weeks ago. You're going to see a lot of that. We see it in Texas. We call them storm chasers. I'm sure in Florida it's the same thing with the hurricanes. I'm sure y'all have seen storm chasers. You'll have the same kind of thing coming in with the palms. So if you'd like, we have plenty of other videos that go back 5, 6, 10 years. I really don't know how far back they go. We'll have a lot of other very informative videos just like this that you can watch that may be helpful, from everything from trimming, fungicides, freeze prevention in the first place, but we're past that point, but maybe for next year, and that's what we specialize in. So if you made it to the end, thank you again. If you've seen our other videos, thank you. If you've subscribed, that's awesome, and spreading the word helps. We're trying to get accurate information out there. So thank y'all again for watching. My name is Gary Kinnemer. If you haven't seen the other videos, check them out. They're going to be extremely helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. See you next time.